Yeah, all the boxes too. The Serapeum is an incredible site that houses like 25 of the biggest stone boxes you'll ever see. It's this one spot, and they're the biggest ones. They're like, some of them are up to like 70 tons with their lids 30 tons. And we've speculated maybe has this got anything to do with what they were made for? Because these are giant precision-made boxes made from cyanite and granite that are perfectly flat and square, and they're just massively solid. They went to tremendous effort
than the actual boxes themselves, and the boxes are perfect precision. The lines are straight, the angles are perfect.
Beautiful site, but you know these boxes. Yeah, I mean I've looked at them in great detail. A number of them are pretty perfect. Like they've got 90-degree corners, they're flat surfaces, there's straight lines, all these things. So, you know,
yeah, but one of the things, like getting back to those boxes, I wonder, like, was the technology just so hyper advanced? Here he described the large granite boxes that are in the Serapeum. And I think you measured them personally by hand. You found out that they were almost perfectly square inside,
right?
And polished. Now, what do you think the purpose of those massive granite boxes with perfect precision? What do you think the purpose was for those?
Oh, there is a.
You don't like talking about it?
There is a chapter in my book, right, on the Serapeum. And it introduces some ideas that I picked up along the way. And
yeah, but one of the things, like getting back to those boxes, I wonder, like, was the technology just so hyper advanced that like making something that precise wasn't a big deal? Like if some culture came along a million years from now and be like, how do they make this bottle so perfect and smooth? Like, not because there was a purpose, just because it was easy. So like those boxes, was it just really fucking easy to do that? And the pyramid too, or was it for a specific function? Like, how can you make that box functional?
Well, I mean, there is a relation, and I have a long video on precision, and there is, and I said this the other day, I think to you as well, that there's a relationship between precision and function, right? You don't develop precision. Developing precision costs money. Like it costs resources. You only do that for a functional return. And when you look at the development of precision in the modern world, it kind of stems out of the need for like old naval cannons to shoot straight. With speculation, the world, it's an imagination at that point.
Does he talk about these lightsabers?
I haven't seen him mention specifically the Shamir. He's talking more about a potential technological application for the boxes.
Oh, a technological application.
Yeah,
so that's something I've always thought about too. Yeah.
So here's another way to think of it, and I like this idea too. Is that, and because this relates to, he does talk about this, and this isn't giving the game away here, but it's like if you consider the idea, you heard of like the concept of an assembler.
Like an assembler?
Assembler. Like this is, imagine we get nanotech down to the point, and this is entirely plausible if you just project technology forward, where you create these microscopic machines that can essentially assemble themselves, or they're almost like a von Neumann probe or something like that, but at the tiniest level, where you can use molecular...
It's that electrolyte.
Yeah, it's like a self-replicating probe. Imagine you send... there's some interesting books been written on that topic. Yeah, it's like you send a probe out into space, but it has the capability to replicate itself.
Okay.
And just by using the material that it finds, and then, project forward 1,000 years and see what happens, sort of thing. But imagine you get to the point where we have these microscopic machines they're assemblers that can take molecular material, even at the atomic level, and assemble things, and even replicate themselves. So you could build anything, but it's being done with technology that's so small you can't see it. Right? That's this concept. It's been proposed by a number of sci-fi authors and people that have thought about technology.
Yeah.
And it's like that's one scale of things, and the other scale of things to think about as well. If you go out and you think about Dyson's, it's interesting to go and actually analyze those aspects of these ancient structures and to speculate maybe has this got anything to do with what they were made for? Because these are giant precision-made boxes made from cyanite and granite that are perfectly flat and square, and they're just massively solid. They went to tremendous effort to remove imperfections from the stone, no cracks, almost like they didn't want the damn things to shake apart or vibrate.
Well, it's just the sheer scale of them. Like it flies in the face of logic. Like the actual archaeologists that want to lock this down and try to come up with some sort of a conventional reason and, some sort of an explanation that we can all get behind. Oh, they used pulleys and pushed them on logs. Like, shut the fuck up. Yeah. Just shut the fuck up. What you're saying doesn't even make any goddamn sense. It's way more likely that there was incredibly sophisticated technology that existed, and it's way more likely, in face of the evidence of the Younger Dryas impact theory, that shit was wiped out. And that we're talking about a really advanced civilization that lived a long time ago that's more advanced than we are today, but moved in a different direction. Like we moved in the direction of combustion engines. Alex, have you ever done DMT?
We haven't talked about what the purpose of these boxes is yet.
You know what the purpose is, or what my speculated purpose is. It's in my book.
Yeah, but this is a podcast. We need it from the horse's mouth. Can you tell the audience what your speculated purpose is? Or are you going to keep that a secret? Or make them buy the book? If you want to make them buy the book, that's fair.
No, they don't have to buy the book. I mean, they can go to the library. Eventually, it'll end up in Whole Foods.
Okay.
Oh, they can download a pirated copy from Google or like most people.
So you really don't want to say it?
It's not my theory, so I think.
Whose theory is it?
Eric Wilson.
Eric Wilson.
Yeah.
Is he the aerospace engineer?
Yeah. Yeah. He came up with a brilliant idea. We were down in the tunnels, 2018 or 19. And he came up with the idea that they were used for growing crystals.
The aerospace engineer thinks that the boxes were used to grow crystals.
Right.
How?
Good question. So, when you hear something like that, and it doesn't quite settle right away, I can tell it's not settling with you.
Not at all.
Not at all. You're like...
But
right?
I can guarantee you I'm a lot dumber than him, so...
Yeah, that's a pretty safe guarantee. No offense.
Thanks.